Welcome everyone to Never Split the Party. My name is Dustin. I'm also Arbitrary Nerd elsewhere, and I'm the second person using the Never Split the Party tag in Twitch chat. Good luck figuring out who's who.
What?
Don't worry about it. We are playing Starfinder, which is the new-ish RPG from Paizo, who brought you Pathfinder. Their naming convention is at least better than D&D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I'll allow it. And I'm going to let the wonderful players, and Pat, introduce themselves now.
I'm Patrick. I'm a wonderful player. My wonderful character is Reich, also known as Rai. He is an envoy of the Junta, very symmetrical face, which helps him be handsome.
Pat, make a handsome roll.
Done. Critical success.
I regret doing that immediately. All right.
Hurry, DM. Make the check much more difficult. You
Zero.
can do that, DM magic. Retroactive.
Hi, I'm Michael. I am playing Zero, who is a android operative.
I am Chris. I play Milla Dotwood Abigail Priest. That's Priest spelled Price. I'm a Yosoki mechanic.
I'm Nick, and I play Brawl, who's a Yosoki soldier. And once again, he likes to fist things.
No.
That's the wrong verb.
That again.
Did I miss a thing?
Pretty much any time you're not being explicitly spoken to, yes.
Yeah.
That's your point.
Okay, I'm Justin. I play Seeker, who is an android technomancer and artist extraordinaire. Well, I mean, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, you made Rye a success.
And basically Rye's special effects guy.
And Hype Man.
That codpiece, all me.
And probably the fluffer.
Yeah.
It's just
All
his
right.
hand, and it's very uncomfortable.
PG folks, we are on the show. Cut it out.
Okay.
For announcements, does anyone else have any announcements before I go into my very brief announcement?
You go first.
You are the worst. For the answer, I just want to say that we do every time the show ends, which is about 10:30-ish, we do jump right into Never Split the After Party, which is like a free form session where we interact with chat and each other. And this tonight, yes, whatever. This after party, I'm going to bring up some topics about GM style, if there's anything else that the players would like to see, and also the chat. And also other options for viewer interaction, if that's something that is of interest. Not saying we're going in any of these different routes, just things I'd like to talk about and kind of give us a structure to the after party, which is going to quickly devolve into whatever the party wants anyways.
Damn straight.
Other announcements, guys?
Except for Justin.
We being myself, Dustin, Chris, and Patrick will be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia starting from Thursday, except for Dustin. Dustin will be joining us Friday all the way up until Monday.
Yeah, I did get last minute. Buddy's throwing me a ticket. I'm sleeping on somebody else's floor. I'm still trying to figure out how to get down there. But I am trying to figure out a way to get to PAX. It seems like the wife does not want me at the house and is like, yeah, get out, go. Peace, I'll fund you getting away. So it works out. I'm okay with it.
Oh, yeah. Steve brings up a good point. Nevers for Kidney is not working right now. However, we did improve it. So once it gets approved, it should work again.
Yeah, Twitch has been rolling out a lot of new initiatives, and I think that's probably why it's taking them
We rolled pretty low.
over a week.
Eyes emoji. Eyes emoji.
Yeah.
I don't have it. Somebody eyes emoji.
Never for
Patrick, way to
eyes.
support yourself.
Yeah, no way to support yourself. Never for.
There you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Michael. God, Michael, I didn't know you had a chat open ever. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of a boys' weekend, I guess. I don't know if I count Rachel, but that's fine. Moving on, if we have no other announcements, everyone is going to PAX. Come
Oh,
see us.
wait. Looks like we just got a new sub.
From Osmus, dude. Wow.
I mean,
Thanks.
Spoop.
I got really excited for a second, and then I read it, and I'm just like, wow.
yeah, I got
For
excited
me
too.
that's listening to this in the future, Nick just subscribed to our channel finally.
in a row, man.
That being said, thank you, Nicholas. That was very
I was about to say, I resubscribed earlier. Free one.
Yeah, I should probably see if we can do that. All right, that's fine. Moving on. Does anyone have any other announcements, folks?
Nope.
Fantastic. All right. For the recap from last episode, the players went to a bar.
And that's
And
it.
that's it. Yeah, that is everything that
That's
happened. last
basically it.
episode. I hate everyone.
Well, the players went to the bar, and
We
Rye
had a lot of
and
cool
Miller
art.
did a lot of socializing with a human who wasn't too keen on other species at first.
Turns
But-
out Mill is great at dots.
Yep. They played darts and made him drink. And meanwhile, Seeker was sitting there listening to really dumb hipster music.
No,
Mill is
what
so
was the
great at
genre?
dots.
Huh?
Come on, you made it. What was the genre?
Oh, it was Ento Wave. Yeah.
Okay. He remembered.
I did remember it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Officer Gentry was the officer you guys were speaking with.
Yeah.
All right.
Mill was
Yeah.
so good at dots. He got 4 for 3.
Yep. Yep, that's true. Miller was able to kind of help Officer Gentry get a little inebriated, and I'm not sure why the party went this route because it's not the one I was handing them, but they've chosen to accept a
Because we couldn't roll for shit.
yeah, that's fair. For swoop. They decided
That's
to
not
accept
true.
a
I critically observed everybody.
That's basically a permanent eye jam if you've ever had one. You guys accepted a tour to security, which is going to happen that night when Officer Gentry gets back on. I don't remember what time we said, but you
You
know.
said 7.
Thank you. Times are arbitrary. Did I have 7 down here? I did. I actually at 7. I did write that. And then I know there's a couple of things happening later that night, like a meeting I probably screw up the time on, but we're gonna go with because I can't find the old video. So all right. Yes, thank you. Little bits. Damn it. Anything else for the recap that I maybe have forgotten? Fantastic. You guys are barrel
No,
last
I
night.
mean that's
Goddamn.
basically what we did.
Yeah.
Darn,
Seeker attempted to help cheat at darts, but it didn't work.
I forgot I had another announcement. Damn.
Remember, Reich was kind of terrified.
What's your announcement, awesomeness dude?
We're gonna be streaming on my channel tomorrow. Myself, Chris, and Patrick. So if you want some more Never Split the Party content, that is not directly Never Split the Party content, you can watch on my channel tomorrow.
Basically, if you want to see what happens when the party does split, check out Awesomeness Dude over on Twitch, which is, where we are.
It's gonna be mostly me complaining.
Probably. That's what I expect.
Yeah. Anytime we invite Pat, that's what we expect. Ooh, I like that. Vulture's calling you a sellout. I approve. All right. So where we left off, we'll pick up right there. You guys kind of dispersing for the day. You've done your drinking for the day by 11 in the morning, and you guys are all kind of spread up and then reconvene at 7 at the security station. And I just want to get a very quick 1 to 2 lines. If we have to involve some checks, then that's fine. But I'm going to go around the circle, and I'm going to ask everyone what they're doing with their kind of half a day they have. So starting with Rye, you're a little tipsy. I know when we left off, you said you were going to go take in some possible shows or movies because I don't think any theaters are showing this early.
Right.
Is that accurate?
It was to wear off the drunk or the buzz.
Okay. Was there any other objective you wanted to accomplish prior to going to the security station?
Probably mostly just wear off the buzz. I gotta get back into form for my meeting. Very important.
Nope, that's fair. Okay. All right. So what Rye does is he kind of finds a nice little shadowy alcove in a movie theater, and he watches, in his words, I believe it was the most artistic thing he could find, no, most artsy thing he could find.
Turns out it was just the marquee on the outside of the building.
No, I'll say you found the true joy that is black and white Vesk silent theater. I will say the Vesk have not quite grasped the concept of theater.
Or silent.
It is black and white. Yeah. All right. Zero. you had mentioned you wanted to do a little bit of research into something, right?
Yes.
Could I have everyone, other than Zero, take their headphones off for a quick sec?
Oh, for the love of Christ.
I'll post in chat when you guys are allowed back.
I'm muted.
I need you to not be able to hear. Does that work?
No, probably not.
All right. What exactly did you want to look into, Zero?
So I didn't really look too much into what I was actually able to do before.
Mostly you just had access, and it wasn't anything that I think you'd probably jump on right now, but it was mostly access to different facilities that are specifically related to the Border Space Union military outposts, which there were a couple of different offices. Like there were high-ranking officials, there were just some kind of like just anything military related that they'd have in this dome you had access to. There might be like one or two like semi-secret like surveillance facilities that take up this place there, that are kind of used to survey people in Pyramid Station Alpha. Border Space Union is affiliated with the station, but they do not own the station, and the station's not specifically beholden to them for anything. It's more of a partnership. But from your experience as an operative for the Border Space Union, that they do have like surveillance that would be probably not kosher if people knew about it, and some of that is located in some of that is located inside of the central tower. In game terms, just so you don't get too excited about it, most of it would still be blocked off to you. While you were an agent, you would have like entry to the foyer, or like an entry area with like a receptionist. You wouldn't have like deep delving access because you never got above the ranks of like a low to medium tier operative. You just have access and at least have some like they know you to some extent.
Right. So other than figuring out what I had access to, I would look into the message I received.
That message was from basically a BSU handler that is saying that they noted that you have left the lower domes. That's all it says, and I will say that it is even cryptic to you. Maybe it is them letting you know that you're being watched. It didn't necessarily come off as a warning, but it might have also been a warning. I think that's more of a you'll see more coming if you need to.
Gotcha.
It's probably not something you've seen before since coming to Pistol.
Okay. We can have them come back now.
All right. God, everyone in our channel has a special...
So I dropped my book on the ground and kind of like spooped up the binder.
Hey, Dustin.
Binding?
So
Yes.
Binding.
I said
Never
Nick
allow them
wins
to
because
do
he had
that.
a GameCube controller.
You weren't watching the video, were you?
You wrote idiots on it at one point.
That is true. I did.
Is that what I was supposed to see?
No, you're not supposed to see it because you're not
I
supposed
don't
to be
care if
watching
you
chat.
saw it. I was just expressing myself.
Gotcha. No, I saw it. Christopher, so the first print of all of the hardcovers had binding issues. If you reach out to either Paizo or the place you bought it from, they are supposed to offer you a replacement for free. The fact that this is entirely your fault, notwithstanding, it is a known issue that the bindings are rather garbage and would eventually come apart. So the first editions of all the Starfinder manuals have been replaced, and people
But
are
it's
already
first edition.
replacement units.
Oh, all right. Well, I have to figure. I'll have
Should
to
I-
talk to them then. Because like I fudged it hardcore.
I think I got it through Amazon, maybe.
You reach out to Amazon, reach out to Paizo, whomever, but they'll definitely replace that. All right.
Cool.
So Zero is just kind of doing some research. Zero, is there anything else you wanted to accomplish with that time? Because that was mostly just research questions.
Other than that, I would do what I did at the bar and just walk around and try to pick up information.
All right. Give me 3 perception checks, which we'll come back to.
Does he see notes on the floor that he's like trying to pick up or something?
Grow up.
Roll out 3 perception checks. I'll come back to those in a little bit. Miller, what are you doing? I know you had talked about contacting Sal. Right now is only job.
Well, yeah. You told me that he has a thing for the weekend.
Yep.
So I have X amount of time then before we get going.
Like half a day.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try see if I can work on that personal project I was talking to you about. I have a whole bunch of comm units that I want to retinker and bring down to a small, maybe bottle cap sized thing, so that it is a one-way comm unit, so that I could kind of sleight a hand into people's pockets and spy on them.
Okay, I will say this is a relatively difficult construction you're attempting to make. Small comm units.
You think so?
A little bit, yeah. You're also not.
Because it's
You
a
don't have a
comm,
workshop.
You're taking stuff out.
Yeah,
and
but you're making it smaller.
Yeah, taking the ability to backwards communication.
I don't care if you know how to do it, Christopher.
Yes.
I need to know that Miller can do it.
Sure.
But also, I will say, you're right now in that second tier of domes.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have defined access to a workshop. So
Yeah,
where would you try to do this?
In the hotel with my custom rig.
Okay, so you're just kind of working custom rig. I'll say if you were working on it in like a workshop setting, you'd
Mhm.
have a bit of a bonus to this roll.
Sure.
But go ahead and make a roll, and if it's a failure, it's something you can check. I'd say probably daily or every 8 hours kind of thing. You'd be
Sure.
able to try this again.
All right, so it's gonna be this plus 2.
So it's the engineering roll.
28.
Oh,
28. Yeah, you're able to. It actually takes you a couple of comm units. Do you know how many comm units you have?
I have 3.
It takes you 2 of them to actually do the components. It's something to do with how the things are wired together.
Cannibalizing
Yep.
parts and such. All right.
And like you like take different like elements of the casings from 2 of the cases to kind of make a smaller one.
Sure.
And you get it's not necessarily not noticeable, but I'll say it's like a quarter in diameter, and I don't know, we'll say like half an inch thick. So it's noticeable. You wouldn't like be able to like drop that somewhere and expect it to not be seen, but like you could slip that into a pocket, a shoe, or something, and it would potentially go unnoticed for a while. And what the function you got is, it is a always on one-way communicator. So it is always sending you an audio loop of what's going on. You're not able to communicate with it. That's part of how you made it smaller, was you had to sacrifice that.
Yep.
All right, and you've got 1 of those per 2. I will say now that you've gotten it successfully and you want to make them in the future, the roll is dramatically lower.
Awesome. That was going to be my next question.
Still not an obvious process. It is like a bit of like a little bit of soldering in the wrong spot, and you'll cause it to go on the fritz. Not easy to make, but now that you know the recipe, and not so bad.
Cool.
And it will always take 2 comm units.
Alrighty.
Okay, and that I'll say probably takes up most of your time working on
yeah.
that, so that's okay. Brawl, what are you doing with your half a day?
well, I said I'd go catch the rest of the game. The Blitz, the Blitzer ball game.
All right, so are you going back into that bar or a different bar?
I had previously stated that I was going to look for, or you had stated that there was a like local stadium, perhaps. If
Right.
a
You go to, like, a
larger
bar.
game, I can just go to the bar.
The larger game, there's no, but I'll say like you find like it's just called like the Blitzer bar. It's like a little trashy dive, but it does so well because it's outside of the Blitzer Stadium.
You go to get blitzed and watch the Blitzer game?
Yep, it is not they made no. There's no hiding that they are not very punny people, despite trying. And it's a little dive, but you do see, instead of the game that was being portrayed in that human-friendly bar, you do see this is more a more modern game. This is probably either one happening somewhere else in the galaxy or something that happened this week at least. So it is a modern event, and you are able to kind of hang out and do that. Are you just watching the game, or are you doing anything else while you're here?
I'll just be killing time. Watching the game.
Let's see. What kind of roll do I want that to be? Just give me a charisma check. No, give me a charisma check.
Okay. 13.
That's all right. You pass. And you're able to you order drinks fine. You pull up a stool. Either you get like a booster for the stool because you're a Yosoki, and you're maybe munching on nuts, drinking whatever beverage you want. I'll say that it's probably.
What are you trying to say?
Which part, the nuts or the booster seat?
Either.
I'll allow you to draw whatever conclusion you'd like. But you're able to pass the time amicably. And this is like a really soft thing. However, you as an individual are going to get bonuses in the future for like interacting in Central Dome. It's a like a really small, obscure thing. But despite being a rat folk or Yosoki, who's not super popular in this part of Pyramid Station Alpha, you're able to blend in perfectly fine as if you're just one of the dudes.
Cool. Question regarding Blitzer Ball.
Yep.
Is this like something where each specific species has a team? Is it done by like planet and or station has a team?
It's going to be more of there's different leagues. So you might have a planet that has like a planetary league, and that is like different nations have on that planet their own leagues. And then there's going to be like an intergalactic league, which is the more followed. We'll say that's more like modern football versus college football. And that one is what's followed. You follow intergalactic one. That one is more planet and space station or recognized planetary object is kind of what can support a team in the intergalactic league.
Gotcha.
All right. And Seeker, what are you doing with your half a day?
Okay, so after realizing that his Emotech expression enhancer that he has installed needed some firmware updates that were blocking his language receptors, he did so and is going to take another look at that the data stick that we found on the Vex.
Yeah, there was a data stick, an info stick. I actually think it was part of the camera, right? Is that what it was? Yeah, the vest that they first encountered that they kind of got the ship out from under his dead body, I mean, had like a little like pinhole camera in his armor that they took apart, and now they kind of have that. Give me a computers check. I will say the security is still pretty. Wait a second, you actually hacked into those ones, right?
Yeah.
Give me a computers check, but it's going to be severely reduced. It's just a matter of you have to get through the pathways again.
Cool. So 8, 19.
Yeah, that's more than enough. I will say that being outside of the suit, carried around, and not like kind of outside of its protective casing in general, it's probably going in retrograde a little bit.
Well, I took care of it. You'd think I
yeah,
wouldn't.
It's more of a it needed like more of what the suit had, and you guys got the camera component to get access to it in this way. You had to like bust it out of its casing. Because you jury rigged it. You've got it plugged into like the motherboard or whatever the hell would be in this little thing. It's probably not a motherboard, but you're with me. And
the old AV cables.
Whatever. It's a little jury rigged is what you got to like, access this without the player or whatever like device would use it, which is mostly probably web streaming of some sort. But either way, as you're reviewing it, you do see it looks like it's got a couple of hours still left of before the Vex. It has the Vex dying. It shows all of you on camera like running around, flanking, and Miller's headshot illuminates it very briefly, which finishes off the Vesk. And then as you kind of go back further, you notice that before he gets to the ship, he meets with Krellis, the bounty hunter, and there's no audio that you're getting from it, but you see like from his like chest point of view, the Vesk doing like a handshake gesture with Krellis and a cred stick changing hands. And then when you go back further, you see him talking into like a data pad on his wrist. And it is another Vesk. And this Vesk is particularly kitted out in a particular style of armor. Could you give me a culture check?
Do you have to be trained in culture?
For this check, I'd say probably not.
Okay.
So a DC 10 is what I'm saying.
What is my culture at? Nothing.
Normally, yes, though.
Yeah, normally, yes. Anything more than a 10 has to be trained for culture.
Oh, actually, that's off of intelligence, isn't it?
Probably.
Cool, so I at least get my +4. 10.
And you just get it. Now, you don't know anything about this armor, like, or the insignias that are going on this Vesk on the other side of the data pad. You do recognize, like, the big, like, there's kind of like a big overarching symbol, like maybe in the background or, like, very clearly emblazoned. And it is the symbol of the Veskarium, which I don't know if they actually have a symbol that I can describe or if I have to make it up. Let's do a quick Google, and hopefully I don't have to, but I will if I need to. Oh, crikey, I don't see any logos at all.
Hey, crikey.
We're simply going to say that it is It's like a jagged looking V with an underline, and you recognize this as the symbol for the Vescarium. And again, that audio is corrupted, but because you were able to kind of translate the language, you are able to see that the on screen, now that you fixed your brain pan, it does give a name in the Vescarian script, whatever the heck that is. Ooh, is that the Vescarian symbol? Is that it? Hold. No, Demoratosh. I think that's actually a god. I tried. And on the name on there, it is. Ooh, hold. I gotta get my. Let's see. That would have been. Oh Christ! I had it on here, but I'll go with a new one. It is Da, as in Da, Koi Dai. KOI-DAI.
Wait,
And you're not.
That boy dies.
Yeah, basically. And let me just get this. So I've noted. Okay, awesome. And yeah, that's what you get from the recording. So if you would like me to parse that, one, you have confirmation that he had hired Krellis, which you guys mostly knew already. But also, you know specifically that he had some sort of contact with the Vescarium, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But he was originally dressed in like a nondescript kind of BSU style uniform, the Border Space Union like military uniform, and working with the Vescarium. That's a little suspect. The Vescarium, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Starfinder lore, and maybe your characters are or not, they should probably know though. The Vescarium actually attempted to invade. That's the series of planets that the Vesks in their local system conquered, and they went really interesting with their naming for this planet. It's Vesk Prime, and then the first planet they conquered is Vesk 1, and then the second planet is Vesk 2, and so on and so forth. They attempted to invade the Pact Worlds, which is that central area for the Starfinder universe, which is Absalom Station being where Golarion, the Pathfinder world, was, which is where all Pathfinder takes place. It's kind of a big deal. It's a big war that only actually stopped because a greater threat in the form of the Swarm intervened. So the Pact Worlds and the Vescarium have been at peace since then. But it's not like, again, it was a peace because it was a common enemy, and that common enemy is no longer active. So that piece is maybe always a little bit on the back of people's minds, especially in the Pact worlds.
But better yet, we have proof. Hard
Proof
evidence of some kind of interference, I guess, with the or some
I do want to make
connection with the station security, or BSU at least, I guess. And the
BSU is
Vescarium.
not station security. Those are two different entities.
I am also going to be backing this up on my own datapad, by the way.
Perfect.
So,
all right, and you'll that quality obviously won't deter, and that's perfect. Yep. Camera is now useless to you, unless you want to hang on to for other purposes. But
Miller might have a use for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to say one more note. You guys in Pyramid Station Alpha are absolutely not a part of the Pact Worlds. The Border Space Union is kind of like the homebrew faction that kind of takes care of those planets that are not part of the Pact Worlds. So the Border Space Union having a relationship with the Vescarium is a little different than just the standard kind of alliance between the Pact Worlds and the Vescarium. That's a whole different triangle going on there. Just so you guys know, there's a little bit of a political subplot you may or may not have stumbled upon. And since that, I think would take up most of that time, I'm okay moving on to the next bit, which I think everyone else I've given their time, right?
I rolled the three things. The three checks.
Oh, the three things. And what were the three perceptions?
22, 22, and 18.
You notice in your early wanderings, you may notice people walking around, and you hear the name Reich Oren LLC a couple of times.
Yeah.
Mostly related to that tabloid article that was published same day. It looks like that meeting from the night before already hit tabloids pretty quickly. You hear some more discontent from the general populace and it's mostly just directed at like little clicks as you kind of walk by. You might see a group of clustered Lashunta are not overly fond of humans in the area. The humans are very much against the Yosoki in the area. It's not violent or aggressive, but it's all these little cliques that talk amongst themselves. And as you kind of stroll by, you hear, and you definitely hear anti-android sentiment as well. It's very much an interesting area. Not no crime. You don't notice anything. It still looks like a very nice suburban style life form, but these are the old school stereotypical 50s housewives chatting on the corner. My assumption. I don't know anything about the 50s. I'm gonna go with it though. And for that third check, you hear a couple of names that if you come up against them, I will say like you recognize this being spoken about. As of right now, I'll say they probably didn't mean anything to you, so they're just kind of they're ancillary knowledge. But if you encounter some of the names you're being talked about, I'll bring that reference up. That's not super likely, but it could happen. All right, 7 o'clock begins to roll around. You guys all from your disparate areas come to reconvene outside of Central Security.
Okay.
Do you guys say anything amongst each other as you guys kind of come back and slowly straggle in together as a party again?
Yeah, I would probably discuss what I had found about the data sticks. Oh, hello everybody. I've been doing some work on that camera that we found off the Vesk earlier, and I definitely have found some evidence linking him to the Veskarium.
Ooh,
And he definitely
very-
did actually hire Krellis.
You sound different.
What?
There's something you don't sound as excited.
Hmm?
What?
Whoa.
You sound normally a bit more intrigued. Am I crazy? I could just be crazy.
I would hope not. I just did some tweaking of my I just kind of start freaking out a little bit, like, oh god, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with me?
Paranoid Android, am I right, guys?
Good album.
Marvin.
I was actually going for
Hitchhiker's Guide.
a Hitchhiker's Guide reference.
But no, I don't think there's anything wrong.
But you
But yeah,
got
that's what I found.
You got hard evidence that he was working with the Vesk, huh?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Oh, very nice. Well, I'll show you guys later, but I'll show you what I've been working on. Just a little thing that might help us out in terms of information gathering and whatnot.
I did my own research on the Vesk.
You look like you got a nap in, right?
Pretty much. God awful movies. Terrible movies. It was one of them was just credits. That was the whole movie.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think of a movie that's just all credit.
That's cute.
3 hours and 47 minutes.
That sounds pretty
Credits.
avant-garde.
It was an insult to the art form.
I mean, you saw it. Did you watch the whole thing?
Did you pay for it?
Sounded like you watched the whole thing.
My question is, why did you see a second one then?
I have a problem.
And how about you, Hush? What'd you do?
Who's Hush?
Rye asks in character.
He's Hush. Points to 0.
I thought your name was Zero.
It is 0. Isn't it a known thing that Yusuke,
Yes.
like...
It is.
That's okay.
Okay,
He
so
calls
then
me,
I'm
like-
not even playing it then.
He calls me Sprinkles or something. I don't get it.
Shema.
I like sprinkles.
I kind of do too.
The chocolate kind or the other ones?
Anyways, all I did is I wandered around to get better acquainted with Central Dome. as far as I can tell, similar to that bar, almost everywhere up here, they just all the races stick like they only talk amongst themselves. Humans with humans, Yusoki with Yusoki, and so on.
Cool.
Noted.
All right, bro. What were you doing all day?
Well, I just had to finish watching the game. I didn't find the game I was looking for, but I watched a game.
Out of curiosity, how much did you drink? Like, are you still drunk?
Could we not
No,
mention drinks?
didn't have a drop.
Could we not mention drinks?
All right, so as you guys are kind of chatting and gathering up, 7 o'clock comes closer, and as you guys are kind of hanging out outside of the station, we have Officer Gentry comes in towards the door, and he is dressed in full uniform, which is again mostly black with a couple hints of red and the Comic Sans SS logo for station security, guys. It's fine, and he looks at you guys. He kind of like rubs his eyes, worried about get some sleep out of there, and he's like, "Right, come on," and he proceeds to wave you guys inside.
All right, let's go, gang.
As we were walking, Secret kind of whispers to probably Miller, "This is much easier than getting his finger." Cutting his thumb off.
Way easier, dude.
So as he gives you tours, he's walking you through. He's not walking too fastly or talking too fastly, but he's also not really paying attention to you guys in particular. He's not doing like the standard tour guide. He's walking as he probably normally does, and he's motioning like off to the left here. You've got the appeal rooms and courthouses. The magistrate.
What floor are we on?
You are on the first floor.
Okay. Yep.
And as he walks you through, so you've got like the core areas that you guys ventured into last time or a couple times ago. He ventures into through the hallways. People kind of ignore you because you're walking with a security officer, and there's more than one of you, and you're not cuffed, so everything seems up and up. And he kind of walks you to the front desk of security, where Officer Sims is posted up. You do anything about that? Okay, you wave. Miller waves to Officer Sims, who kind of gives a wave, and as Officer Gentry's kind of talking, he's just kind of droning on about things. He's not really giving you any descriptors, like, this is the front desk. This is the public terminal for your use. Please don't use it for inappropriate images. And he kind of goes to the different areas on that front desk. Officer Sims whispers, "Still no update on the snow globe, but I'll let you know."
Thanks, officer.
He kind of walks you back to past that front desk area. And he's like, "All right, guys, cluster in, and please don't touch anything." Behind the front desk here, and he kind of is motioning past and walking you guys past Officer Sims around the desk. Behind this desk area, that's my office, the back one with the window. And if you go back here, you've got some administration offices for the lower end. He's pointing to like a hallway that goes past his office. And he brings you right back around past the front desk, past Officer Sims again. There are a couple other officers around that desk area on the different sides, and they kind of serve different functions. And he goes, this officer is for booking, the station's for booking. This station is for other issues that kind of need to have some more work delved into, and not just a report or form handed in. And back past those hallways is those are the cells, the holding cells.
Huh.
Is there anything else you guys would like to see?
Well, yeah, we're kind of interested in the whole process. Like after you book them, like what happens? Like after they get put in jail, like where does all their stuff go and whatnot?
Well, we've got a storage room that's just right off to the side here for prisoners' possessions. It's a small closet. It hangs things like clothing if we have to take any clothing off, jewelry, things that we can't have people in the holding cell, like weapons. But we give that back to them as soon as they're clear from booking.
waving to Pat's mom.
Perfect.
Now, if I'm to understand this correctly, now this station here is the central prison system for all of Pyramid Station Alpha?
Oh no, that's upstairs. God, I drank way too much. Yeah, that's you're talking about upstairs, and that's actually we've got central offices that are above us. And that gets, I guess, a little bit more exciting. And then above them is the like long-term holding.
Can we see those central offices?
He's looking down. He's not looking at anything. He's not looking at anyone in particular. He's kind of just staring off into space, and he's like, "Yeah, I guess."
All right.
And he looks over at one of the officers at the desk, not Officer Sims, and he says, Officer Stoneside, there's some paperwork came in, I'm sure, on my desk. Start it for me while I take these fine folks on a tour. He stifles like a burp. You got that? And Officer Stoneside is a young-looking male dwarf, and he looks like prim and proper. Like everything's really well groomed. Even his beard is like way more maintained than I think you'd seen in any other dwarf. And he kind of snaps a little salute, and says, "Yes, sir. Right away, sir." And he kind of scurries off. Officer Gentry kind of waves you guys with him, and says, "All right, follow me. We're going to the elevators around back, and then we'll take you guys up to the central offices. That'll be fun." And he walks you guys out. No one addresses you, stops you. There's no concerns. You guys get around the back of the building, and instead of going into those individual elevator pods, which require the use of thumbprints and stuff like that, he takes you to the loading elevator, which is like a enclosed platform, but it has more room, and it's usually used for group transport, apparently for central security, but also specifically it's like a loading dock. That's how you get materials up to the upper floors. He takes you to this loading dock. He punches in a code into a platform device, and the machine takes you up.
Perception?
Yes.
Cool.
I will say he is over it and actually kind of guarding it, because this is station security secrets. However, roll perception and see if you can kind of get a gist of his motions.
Yeah.
24.
Only a 10.
Brawl's gonna try, but if
Not
15.
good.
not its worst perception check.
No, but not good.
Not good, but
24 is decent. It's not enough to get any numbers, but you do know that the code is 7 digits long.
Okay.
That's about all you're gonna get though, because he was kind of hovering over that machine. And it takes you up. It's a relatively smooth ride. You guys enter into an area. It goes up. It actually just goes up to the next floor. And what you guys enter into is offices. You've entered an office suite for the most part. And there is a stairwell off to the right that goes up, and the hallway that's kind of dead ahead and over to the left. It kind of branches off. It looks like it's just offices. And he spends the next 30 minutes walking you around these offices. And what he's doing is he's looking at the names on the door, reading the name of the door off to you, telling you what office they represent, and then giving you the smallest, most bitter, most personal anecdotes. There's Officer Holly. Do not sleep with her and forget to call her back. This is she works in internal investigations. Over here, let's see. This is we've got Officer Joe Ho. He's a pretty all right dude. However, do not lend him money. You will not get it back. He works in central administration for station security. And the guy just keeps going down the list, and he's kind of listing things. He gives like they're super like throwaway comments that are very biased.
Question. What floor is this?
2.
Oh, this is only 2. Ah, damn.
Yep. And he goes through there's only offices in this area. Nothing exciting at all. No one is outside of these offices. They're like enclosed like spaces. The hallways are a little bit like darker. They just don't need to use the hallways. It's very much these people are either working behind closed doors or not there at all. You don't encounter anyone. And then he does take you to the stairs that are at the beginning of this floor. Again, like a half hour later at this point of like just mind-numbing little bitter anecdotes. And
I want to actually interject. I'm gonna hang back a little bit from like the crowd, not like too much to be like noticeable, but just towards like the back of our little party and the guy leading us. And I want to say over the comms, as quietly but as clearly as I can, should one of us try to break off from us? And no, that's not my voice. Should one of us go break off and take a look around?
What time?
Miller just holds up a 4 fingers, meaning 4th floor.
What?
4th floor is the prison, correct?
No, 5th floor is a prison.
Oh Christ!
DM.
My bad. And, that's on a different page. It's fine.
Out of character. What's the time frame we are in relation to the meeting?
I'm gonna say that he gave you like an open-ended evening, like he said, like an after 8 o'clock kind of thing. So you have time. It's fine. I'm
Okay.
adjusting it because I don't remember what we said, and I don't. You're not. You are not in danger of missing the meeting.
Okay.
Brawl may miss his 9 o'clock Fight Club appointment, but you're not in danger of missing your meeting with your patron.
Okay.
What he gets you to the stairwell, and he says, all right, elevator does not cover the next 2 floors, so we're going to take the stairs. I'm going to be out of breath by the next flight up. That office, those series of offices, looks just like this floor, but it's the up and ups, which means I shouldn't be wandering the hallways in their offices with strangers. We're going to skip that floor. And we're going to go straight to the 4th floor. I'm still going to be out of breath, so I'm going to tell you now. No touching shit. Spook. No breaking off. No poking in through doors. No talking to people. You guys are a tour from the academy. You look academy-like. It's fine. Don't talk to anyone. And I've said this once or twice already. Do not touch anything. This is where the more sensitive materials are handled on Pyramid Station Alpha.
Yes, sir.
This is the big deal stuff. All right?
Understood.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. And he takes you up a flight of stairs. It's a standard flight of stairs, and by the top, he is absolutely winded. And then he takes you up to the next flight of stairs, at which point he waits at the, like, before you open the door into the actual area itself, like the landing in the stairwell, he takes a second to catch his breath.
He spent a resolve point.
Yeah, he's a quick to me. He's like, oh God, hate stairs. And he opens the door. This one requires a thumbprint, and it is just a thumb scanner. It's not the same thing for the elevator. It is a very particular device. The door opens, and you enter into a foyer area for the set of offices he's talking about. There is a windowed reception area that looks like it's got like some barred glass for extra security. There's an officer behind it that looks up, nods, and looks back down at like the book they're reading, whatever they're doing behind there. And the hallway past that is where he starts bringing you guys. The decor of all of these floors has been completely Spartan. There's no decorations. There's no nothing. There's no like pictures on the wall of people. There's no bus. It is very much just a functional security office. The individual office interiors you could not see, so I won't say if they were decorated or not. But as you walk past this area, this is where you get into like what you'd see at a full detailed police precinct, where there is the first room you come across is it's probably the morgue, for various reasons where it's located, and I won't go into because you guys aren't going in there, I don't think. There's a morgue. There is a next to that an autopsy room. Beyond that, there is probably interrogation rooms that are just a bit more private than might be down below. There is like photo development, recordings, all these different offices, and it's just like a hallway that kind of curves in a big square, and is kind of slowly leading you back towards that lobby. Although there was no other door into the lobby, so you assume there is a dead end at some point. And I will say that you guys don't need a perception check for this. You guys do notice there is a evidence storage room that you guys walk past, which is across from a forensics lab, and it's a little bit before the last corner that you guys are about to turn around is this storage room for evidence, which is, I will say you guys should remember, kind of what you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Reactions to this as he's droning on. All he's doing, he has not looked back at you guys once, and he is just labeling these offices, and probably with his nasty anecdotes, like listing off a person who works in that office at some point, the morgue attendant. Jerry is a real stiff, and he chuckles at his joke, and he just gives these like really snide comments for one individual in each office.
When we're passing the evidence room, can we look and see what type of security the door has?
Not quite perception per se. Roll
Investigation.
computers. I think it would be computers. I don't think, is investigation a thing?
No.
No.
Nope, doesn't like it.
11. Ugh.
Also 11.
19.
Ooh, there we go.
Miller, you do notice that it is another number pad lock to get in, which is similar to the elevator door. However, this is a standard jack. It's not like super high-tech security. Getting up here was like the hard part. This is more of a, we don't want random people walking into this room. So you do see that there is probably an access port where you could hook your rig up to.
Okay.
How many people are loping about this area? Is it like
Good question. You probably see while you're walking through, and it's probably taking, I'll say it's going to take another half hour to go through this floor. You probably see about 3 people kind of walking to and from different offices. Not heavy foot traffic, but not completely unpopulated hallways either.
What about cameras?
Every corner.
What about locker rooms?
There might have been like a staff offices towards the beginning, like a store, like a break room, a rec room, or something like that. Not a locker room in this area. That would be more down in the central area for like where they get their heavy gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say you do find maybe like a weapon storage, if that's more what you're looking for. They probably have something adjacent to evidence for weapon storage.
Yeah, no, well, I was thinking of seeing if I could swipe a uniform.
Yeah, there's the people who get to this floor basically have their own uniforms for the most part, and if they get changed, it might be in that rec room, but not the most likely. It's possible.
Question. If I were to make... Would I be able to make a holographic image that is just kind of like a flat image that goes up, right? But looks like the entire hallway.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Without us in.
Like a fake wall.
Yeah.
So the problem there is that it wouldn't be like adaptive. So it would be something like where when you change your perspective,
Yep.
it would be like a glaring not thing. It would be definitely like that hallway does not connect. That is a picture. Clearly looks like a picture. However, from a certain viewing angle, like where you like first create it and angle it, I'd say yeah, totally.
Okay. So, I'm going to. Okay. I'm gonna telepathically talk to probably Miller's the one to go with for this, and I'm gonna tell him my plan. Of I'm gonna ask him if he has any way of getting kind of towards the camera and taking a picture.
Let's see. What? You still got that camera?
I do actually, yes.
I'll say your data pads probably have everything your iPhone
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
Would you be able to get a? I can do it myself. I'm going to. I have psychokinetic hand, right? So while he's kind of bringing us along, okay. First of all, I'm going to tell Miller my plan.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, if I can,
You
I'm
can.
going to take a picture, using the camera on my data pad. I'm gonna have my psychokinetic hand, move it up to where one of the cameras is, but out of sight, so nothing can kind
Out
of
of the
under the
angle.
camera.
Yep.
Take a picture from the same angle, and I'm going to bring it back to me, and that's what I'm going to use as a holographic image. I'm going to try to recreate that image over us at the right angle so that it looks like there's nobody in the hallway.
Could you give me a perception check, Seeker, while everyone responds?
15.
Okay.
Please be good.
You will notice that the camera that you're walking towards is facing down your hallway, and the camera in the corner that you're walking from is facing down the hallway you just passed.
Okay.
So your plan at least has some merit.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I do that.
Any psychic rebuttals?
I chime in. First, so the people manning this floor, they're regular people, right? They're just regular office workers with clearance, or are they like rough and gruff cops?
No. You might have like a couple of like hard-boiled looking gentle beings who definitely been around the block for a while, but at like the worst you might see is like a street clothes detective going to like a specific lab for something.
Mhm.
Otherwise it's like lab techs and like paper pushers to some extent. Yeah, definitely
Okay.
not.
People
Definitely
who
not
might be
there.
bored.
Bored?
People who might be
Sure.
bored.
Sure.
Okay, so I with the telepathy say, I could probably hold off a few people just to clear out the hallway a little bit with my one-man rendition.
And we can also take this a step further. Hey, Brawl, how you feeling? Can you play off somebody who might be sick, needs to use the bathroom? We could get our officer to escort you.
Oh well, I could try.
I just look disappointed as I realize that he gets to utilize his acting chops before I do.
Well, I mean, we could swap them.
No. You don't want him doing
I think
that.
we might
Yeah.
want to have somebody to stick with him anyways, because it doesn't seem like he really cares about us.
Brawl, you all right?
Boy, don't get sick on the carpet.
You got like a restroom is something I could use.
Yeah. Hold on. Come on.
This boy was drinking with you yesterday, and he says under his breath.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, come on. I could probably use a bit of a slap to the face to wake me up too. Come on. You guys hang out here. I'll finish the tour, and we're almost done. I'm gonna get you out of here. So, I want you to see the end though. That's my favorite part.
I can't
The
wait.
gift
And
shop.
what was that? What did she say?
The gift shop.
Yeah. And he takes you, Brawl, back towards the beginning, like we'll say like across the hall from like the morgue and autopsy area. There are lavatories.
When we're walking down the hallway away from the rest of the party, I kind of give the turn back and like the phones up.
All right. Could I get you to give me a performance check? I don't know what that
Yes.
is in Starfinder, but give me the performance check.
Okay.
I think in his case it would be probably bluff.
A bluff is fair. Yeah, you probably don't have the
because
profession. So give me a bluff.
performance would be profession.
Thank you. Yeah, give me a bluff check, please.
A 13?
I'm gonna be real honest, guys. As you watch Brawl like walking down the hall with this guy, you can see he's overselling it. Like his cough sounds fake, so he starts trying to like make his like digestive check make sounds, and like yeah, he's passed some gnarly sounding gas, but like he's only got so long that he's gonna be able to maintain this facade. And the only reason why it's working is because one, this human is probably racist, and this is a Yosoki, so he's probably got some preconceived notions covering that. Also, this officer has clearly not actually cared about anything he's talked to you about today. You will remember his first action of leaving his shift was to drink like his life away. So clearly, you've got a interesting character in terms of who's like leading you around. But right now, you do not have very long to figure out your ish due to Brawl's terrible acting.
So we notice this?
I will say that you guys do notice it because that's how poor it is.
Okay, so I telepathically say to the fake sick man, so have you ever swallowed a finger or take a hot dog too fast or I'm trying to match his voice. Just eating too quick, maybe a carrot and you just
Kill somebody.
you ever accidentally make bleh?
I can't say I've done that.
Well, guess what you're gonna do?
Can I get Rye? Could I actually make a perception check right now as disappearing around the corner?
Perception. It's not good. Oh, 23.
You notice that as he's responding to you in his head, what little acting he has going on right now stops because he's concentrated on. He's like, so yeah, just so you know, that's what's going on physically when he's talking to you.
Okay, so I quickly say, don't respond. Say you got to throw up, then run to the bathroom and start just gagging yourself like crazy over that toilet. Go now.
I'm feeling good. And then I just start running down whatever direction we're going.
All right. He kind of like, hey, slow down. And he's like, it's on the left. And all right. So what are you guys doing? And you guys still have not bought yourself much time, although Rise.
Yep.
Okay.
So I am going to really quickly make the grand announcement. Fellow office workers? Office workers of the Central.
Why are you doing this?
I'm going to just shut
Only
up.
if we need it.
You need it.
I will say that if you guys waited for like a couple of seconds, you could probably have the hallway to yourselves for at least a minute.
That
being said,
Gnome
and I may come into play as a distraction later.
Too many voices. I don't know who's talking.
Sorry, Chris.
It's a long hallway, right? Just two exits, right?
The hallway's probably 100 feet long.
All right. Hush. You go down one side. Rye, you go down the other. You guys take a look out. If things happen, let us know. Yes.
I might say we need at least 2 people to hack this thing, maybe. I cannot help. I can't help while I'm concentrating on keeping the camera away from us.
Cool.
Neither can I, but I can distract.
Yes, you can. That's fine.
I'm also good with computers and engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be more than sufficient help.
So then Rye, you keep Gad.
I know what I'm doing.
Watch on this side. I'll keep watch on whatever side that is the opposite. Because I can do that. That doesn't take concentration.
We have very little time. Let's do this thing. Go.
So doing the thing with the camera, putting the little holographic image like right in front of it, I guess, because that would probably work better. So take a picture. I see what it looks like from up there. I project that same image over the camera after we all get out of the way of the camera, and then we can go.
Okay, so you walk past the camera down that little corner hallway.
Yep.
You cast your image, and it goes through fine.
Yep.
And then Rye is going to post up in that little leg. It's the last leg of the hallway. It does end in a dead end. There's an office towards the end there, but it is a dead end hallway. To get out, you'll have to go back the way you came. You guys double back around that corner to go towards the door where you guys are working on and are currently covered by your holographic image.
Real quick, for
Yep.
clarification, are there people in that dead end? Because my thought process is to stop people from going in there with the performance of the gnome eye.
There are, I'll say that I'll do a roll off to see if anyone comes out of their office. It'll be a random chance. And we'll probably have to do it a couple times depending on how long it takes them to hack the door.
Okay.
So first off, as you guys go around the corner, we'll do the first roll off. This is going to be easy D6. I'll do it in chat just so you guys can kind of see it. / roll 1d6.
You should make
high-
a macro.
Shut up. High is going to be someone shows up. Low, no one comes out of their office.
Okay.
That didn't work. I have not rolled in Roll20 in ages. What's the
Just-
roll command?
Slash roll.
Slash
You
roll.
can click on the little the D20 button. and
I'm
that
in
brings
Twitch. That's why that just happened. I'm not in. Hi, Twitch.
Might I say I'm loving holographic image, by the way. I think it's
I like
very
it too.
useful lately.
I rolled a 6. Someone is coming out of one of those offices, and we'll say that it is a Shirin of unknown gender because they have a couple of them, and they're kind
Wow.
of
Multiple
leaving.
of them.
Couple would be the appropriate
Well, there's
normal.
3 of
Couple.
them.
But
They have
that's not a
3.
couple.
No, he might.
Several.
Unspecified gender role. So there's a Sharon leaving one of the offices, kind of like looking at the data pads. They're kind of walking, and they are walking towards the offending corner that you do not want people to go past.
They're walking towards me or towards
You.
someone else.
Towards you.
Towards me. And is just the one?
For right now, and as they're slowly approaching you, if you want to wait for there to be maybe more, because I'll say there's probably going to be at least one more roll coming. You can hold off for a second, or you can approach this person.
So I just start getting real quick doing my my pre-acting warm-ups. Loosening up the voice. These annoying
That was
practices.
All right,
Annoying
and
practices and
the guys working the door. You come to the door. Miller, you're able to take your hacking rig, plug right into it, no problem. You guys are pretty sure there's no camera. Who's guarding the other end of the hallway, the
Me.
corner that Brawl went down?
Me.
Okay, so you're kind of hanging out there while you're doing that. I'll give you a roll too. Let's and I'll do it in.
No,
so you
you
guys,
should just not.
no, one / roll. I'll say on your side. Now we'll do the same. Let's roll 1d6. Hi, someone comes. Hi. Someone is walking towards you. They are coming from the autopsy lab, and they're heading towards your corner. You've got a little bit of time before they get there. Again, they're both there. It's like 100 feet, 100 feet, and 100 feet going around each of these corners. So they're walking slowly. And again, everyone here is used to where they're going. They're working on the walk to their next room. So you've got a little bit, but be prepared.
This
Someone's
is-
walking towards you.
Again, mine.
No,
me.
This is Seeker. And computer guys. Miller, you've hacked in there. You're good to go. I need you to give me a computer stack.
All right.
Hack quick.
Do you want to give me an assist then?
Yeah, I'll
Alright.
assist because mine's, I'm sure, lower than yours.
I think we're about the same. Shit, you should just, actually. I think I do have higher than you. So you definitely assist. So it's +2 to this. Fuck me.
What was the roll?
14 altogether.
Spoop you.
14 altogether.
Yeah.
So you get a nothing, like it whirs, it doesn't click, you don't really get anything out of that. It doesn't give you you don't pick up any like security alerts or anything like that. That's not really kind of the concern for this floor. You're just not getting access. It takes a second for the door to reset because it's a little bit older tech.
Sure.
Yeah, that won't change anything for now. It's a little older tech. We're gonna do another roll for Rise Hallway. I did it in Twitch again. I am killing it. / roll.
You can just hit up and then enter.
I could. A
One.
1. No one else is coming to see your show. This guy's almost upon you, but we'll give him another couple of seconds. We're going to go over to Seeker's Hallway.
I am gonna be once you make this roll, I'm gonna telepathically tell everybody that hey, actually, Can I do that?
It's a low. It's a you've just got one.
I've got
it
one
looks
coming
like
over this way.
human female, or at least humanoid female. Can't quite tell the species from where you are.
In a very distressed tone, I've got one coming over this way.
And we're gonna give Miller one more check.
All right. Go ahead, Mike. All right. So definitely +2 to this. All right.
There you go.
Click. Door opens and slowly moves inward.
All right. Can I just take a quick peek before opening it?
Sure, and if you guys check Roll20, you'll see a little bit more of what I'm talking about as soon as I get to the real areas. And a quick peek shows you that there is a fairly large room. Oh, actually, I got to switch you guys to Roll20. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There you go.
I was like, when did we get onto our ship?
My bad. So if you guys are in Roll20, so you guys are kind of at the doorway here looking in. You see a long hallway with shelves floor to ceiling stacked with you're not sure what from here, but it is a big room that goes like deeper into the center of Central Tower.
All right. I'm going to kind of open the door and kind of head on in really quickly.
All right, and Zero, are you following Miller?
Yes.
All right, you guys enter the room, and we're going to do one more roll for Rye.
Close the door behind you.
Yep. Also, while you're telepathically linked to us, can we talk back?
Me, yeah.
All right. We'll let you know we got in, so you don't necessarily need to stop them. You just need to warn us if they come to our door.
Wait, who else is a telepath?
Seeker relaxes.
Who else has telepathy? Or you do?
Yeah. It's an at-will sort of magic.
I didn't know that you had that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was the
Again,
only
if
one.
it's not being directly used at you,
But I can only, yeah.
Roll20, of course, crashed for me, so I'm going to
Good
load
job.
that up again, and we'll try that again. No, it's not letting me type at all. This is no. Now it's typing everything I've typed for the past hour. See if that works.
You're bad at this.
You have a second person coming at you, and this is a male human coming at you, and
does?
towards Rye.
Right.
So I thought that this was going to take much longer, and we'd need a much longer distraction. The gnome eye is a long play. I think I would probably instead, do something smaller, say a comedic poetry reading. Something office workers would enjoy.
All right. Well, you've got probably about 30 seconds to figure out what this is, Patrick. I'm gonna go do the roll for Seeker.
Oh yeah, like I'm gonna come up with.
Oh, I'm coming back to you for this comedic poem for office workers. It's going to be great.
I've got nothing. It would just be a performance check. You can't make me do that.
I need a little bit more. I want some more. It's for the stream.
Do it, Patrick.
There's nothing.
Do it
There's
for the
nothing.
stream.
You got another person
I
coming
can
at you.
literally steal a joke from
Do
a
it.
popular comedian. That would
Do
be
it.
the extent of what I can do.
Just make sure you Starfinder it, and that's okay. Seeker, you also see another one coming out at you. You've got you think it's a female dwarf. I'm not sure you've encountered that gender of the species before, but you're not sure.
I just act natural.
All right, so you've got two people coming down the hall. I told you just act natural.
Which might not be very natural to everybody else, but it's natural for me.
You're not natural in this area. You don't belong here, so make a bluff check because you're bluffing this natural nonsense.
I'm
and
just
Rye,
sitting here.
I know, but you don't belong there. So bluff your sit. Rye, back to you. You've got two people approaching your corner, and
What is
So
it?
I do not have a poem in real life because no one would.
you may
But
steal your joke if you want.
If you were really in character, you would.
You know, I know a great joke about a dentist.
what? From Dorkley. Why do dragons refuse to eat paladins? Because they taste so lawful.
Is
You're
that
not
how
gonna
you,
get anything out of me.
is that? No, fine.
No.
You know what? Roll your performance check, and I will do it.
There you go. That is so much better. Profession. I rolled a 25.
I got a 12. but I also get like a +2 for being an android and sense motive and whatever.
So
Um,
maybe less so the poetry, more so just jokes like stand up.
Oh no. You rolled high in that profession check. You're professing.
Okay.
So what we have is Seeker like kind of stands awkwardly, shifting from foot to foot, and the officers look up, like seeing someone like kind of in their peripheral vision. They're like, "Oh, okay," and they just keep walking because you're not relevant to them, and if you're there, you probably belong, which is how most people treat them in reality. And Seeker, you hang out the corner, and they kind of go into their own rooms, and you're fine. Rye strides forward, like arms outstretched, thespian style, and says very clearly, hear ye, all that be near me. Come see me in theater, Industrial Dome 2. Now, I know you may have some concerns about sinking to my level. I guarantee you will not be disappointed in the face, the voice, the hair that got specific recognition from one of your very own magistrates. I kid you not. Check the tabloids. And then you walk around the corner. You walk around the corner without waiting for their response.
It's like Rye was a totally different character that time.
Yeah, weird though. That wasn't comedic poetry.
I couldn't think of anything funny, and I'm not a funny person. So
Weird.
you got the proficient. I got something, bro.
Yeah, that was.
It's true.
I need you to come to your character's level, and I don't care what's exactly what you say.
No, you said, "Oh no, we're coming back. You need a poem."
A poem would have been nice. A poem would have been easy.
I like it better when Dustin plays
Patrick.
Pat's character.
Censored version.
Yeah, Pat, do you want a DM?
Like this.
Yeah,
I
but
got
you'd
a
all
game.
be dead.
Falling sprox.
Stop it, Chris.
Flying grenades, probably.
Falling grenades. That's fair. You walk around the corner without acknowledging their presence. They don't immediately follow. What are you doing now as you kind of near the door that your two comrades have entered?
Well, I can't exactly hop in. Am I even aware that they're in? Did they say that they're in?
Technically, I didn't say it to you. I said it to Seeker, who was telepathically talking to us.
Yeah.
Seeker, as you see Rye walking down the hallway, do you say anything?
Sure. Yeah, I tell them that they got in.
I feel like you would assume it because we're not there.
I don't know if you got chased out. Hid.
They got in.
Oh, good. I've got customers.
Lovely.
Yeah, then I just I'm not gonna hop into that room. I'm just gonna walk over to I suppose to Seeker. Or maybe stand in front of the room. Yes, I'll stand in front of the room.
We should probably. Okay, I'll do it in character. We should probably still keep an eye on things, or else they're gonna come out and there's gonna be people here.
You need another distraction?
No, but it would be good to know if people are coming from that end, so when they come out, we can know if they're, safe or not.
I turn around and I go back. I just...
We need to
All
keep
right.
watch.
I was continuing with what I was handed.
I'll give Miller and Zero. You'll have 2 rounds for now to work with. So that's 2 actions that you guys can do in here. 4 actions that you guys can do while you're in here. So please let me know what you're doing. You guys are in a security office. So you guys do not have a ton of time to be poking around, especially when you got awkward folks hanging out in the hallway.
All right. Well, first off, can I do a perception check to see if are these first off, are these aisles? What are they?
They are shelving units that are floor to ceiling. They run the full length of this room, or for the most part, that you can see. Not the full length necessarily. And they are data disks.
Okay. Are they
with
alphabetical?
relatively obscure labels, but they are alphabetical.
Okay. And what's the guy's name? The half orc.
Draenor.
Dranar. I have that written down too, but I should probably put it on my people to note.
He did say that it was more of like a physical evidence sort of
No.
thing, right?
I think it was that they would keep it physically, they just wouldn't keep it digitally.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now,
Data disk would be representative of that.
all right. So I guess I'm going to. At the end of these aisles, then is it like kind of like a index of like what it's like? From here, it's A to B. From over here, it's C to D. Yada yada.
We will say it's an even distribution. A and some alien characters start where you're at, and what would be Z and some other alien characters start down this other end.
Okay. So I'm gonna look for D for Dranar.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this area though, because as you're walking through the stacks, nothing too exciting there.
Also, do I hear anybody like walking around or talking or anything?
Roll perception, please.
14.
You do not. Could I get
19.
perceptions? Thank you. 19. Neither of you hears anything particularly exciting occurring. No.
Okay.
It sounds pretty dull in here. Nothing. No sound.
So while he's checking, like D for Draenor, I'm gonna look for what's the name of their gang? Half breeds.
Half orc.
Yeah, the half breeds. Yep.
I'll look for information on the gang.
Okay. So as you guys are looking for the stacks, give me. I'm gonna say you guys get. Give me a. We'll call it a perception check. That's fine. Perception for half breeds and perception check for Dranar.
26 for me.
And 14 for me.
0, you look and you're not able to find anything in particular related to that. At best, you get like something of talking about like gang activity, but it's like a data disk that just kind of like says like gangs on it. It's not very well organized. Miller, you're noticing pretty quickly as you rifle through this. They're not full proper names on it. You'll get like a couple, like some people have like Post-its here and there and like random things that they might want to come back to, but it's like a library. These look like to be like index readings. Like AA 111726 alien character. It's not like you're not getting like Dranar, Larry, Joe. It's not quite laid out like that. I'll give you guys one more action before I go back to the hallway and see what the heck is going on out there.
Are there any type of computer terminals or anything like that in here?
You guys are going to do a fuller search of the room. I'll let you guys end your turn on that if you'd like.
At the very least, I'm going to.
Can I check on my data pad to see if I can maybe find something that Dranar did, maybe got arrested for, or some sort of news regarding him? Maybe that would kind of...
That's a great idea. However, your wireless signal is blocked in this room.
Great.
That is not... I'm not being a dick. This is it's sensitive data security.
Do you tell me...
What?
I was going to say if you told me about that, but he didn't say he was.
That's all right. I think you
I
would
would
probably...
I would know
I go like this. No signal.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're looking for is my point. I was going to say I would have knowledge of some of his misdeeds, including
That's a good call. Yeah, I'd say you probably don't know that. And you guys are definitely spreading up to kind of search this thing. I'll say 0. You give me like a walk around and you notice there's an... in the northeastern part of the room, there's an alcove with a computer terminal. In the like a slate inset from there, there is a desk like it's used for like more like actual paper script things that are on this desk. In the far corner of the room, you guys probably would have noticed like a little furnace-y area, which is like looks like it's like for immediate disposal. Is just in the corner of the room. You just chuck it in the furnace, and then in the very back end of the wall, kind of along this western wall with the furnace, are some tables that you can kind of put things on. Is like you're going to review things. Like you pull a box of like reference things here and put them here to spread them out. The room itself is actually stone, which is kind of a little bit different. It becomes a type of stone they use to layer out this room. and nothing else of note. Although I will have you guys make a perception check a little bit later as you're searching the room. For now, we're going to double back to the hallway, and specifically, we're going to the bathroom. Brawl. The officer, Officer Gentry, is now knocking on the stall and says, "Little guy, get this hairball out or just head down to the base of the tower. I do not have time for this. This is fun, getting away from the office for a little bit. But honestly, Officer, was it Ironside or Stoneside? I think it was Officer Stoneside. He's going to notice that I've been filing my things inappropriately for the past 2 weeks, and I don't want to have that lecture. Please, let's go."
Wait, hold on. I swear, I'm almost done. It's a really bad drink. Oh, God. Shouldn't I not just wander up here alone?
Oh shit. He opens the door, he reaches through like a little crack and flips the latch, pulls you up by the scruff of your neck, and says, "If you throw up on my shoes, I'm gonna make you into my next pair." And he drags you out of the bathroom, chucks you into the foyer, looks at the cop at the gate and says, "This one's on his way out," and immediately starts storming down towards Seeker. Reaction, Brawl.
I'm gonna choose not to incriminate my friends. So, if they I'm gonna do it.
Roll me another bluff check, please.
Oh wait. I don't know if this is actually going to do anything for me, but I don't have anything pre-planned in my mouth, but can I use my cheek pouches? Can I just spit something up from there?
Is there something you honestly think Brawl would keep in there? I will say after this, Brawl now has this as an idea. I'm okay with it. But is there something you'd actively think he'd store there?
Maybe the cred stick he's trying to hide from Rye.
I hate you so much.
So done. No,
That's
okay.
exactly what I was thinking about.
All right, yeah, you've got this. So as you you hack up like a lot of saliva and what looks like a metal stick comes out of your mouth as you're throwing up. It's gross. It's not pleasant. And roll bluff.
Okay, well here it goes. 12.
It's a low check. That looked pretty freaking gnarly. You hear from there's a thin wall separating you from the security station where he kind of dropped you off. And you hear that gated area I talked about with the glass. You hear someone say, "Oh God, I'm calling for cleanup. I'm not handling this at all. This is disgusting. I do not get paid enough for this." So you've bought a little bit of time for outside interference as you gag on this cred stick. Seeker, down this hallway, which is about 100 feet, you've got Officer Gentry heading in your way, looking determined, more determined than you have yet seen him.
Instantly telepath. Hey guys, probably just to Miller because I don't think I can do multiple people. I'm not sure. Gentry's on his way.
Telepathically. Any chance you can set up a fire alarm in there?
Miller, I'll say you have not seen anything to that effect. This room is, again, secure data.
Magnets?
How do they work? I don't know.
And then to Rye. Rye, get over here. I need you now.
Sure, why not?
I'm going to need you to lie.
Sure thing, friend.
Gentry's on his way, and not all of us are here.
Okay.
Yes, so you're gonna have to lie about where everybody is.
Okay. What's my motivation?
Not getting caught and put in jail. Act like as your life depends on it. Because it
My
probably
life
does.
depends on it. And I just start walking.
While you're walking, I have a quick question. Seeker, are you using telepathic message?
Yes. Is that a problem?
In the future, and I'll let it go slide. Let's say you use Rise of Relay. You need to be able to see or hear the recipient. It is no more than 10 words.
Yeah.
And it's one individual in like a round. So every 6 seconds, you could hit another person. So I'm okay with you talking to multiple people, like one after the other.
Yeah.
You
That's
need to be able
how
to.
I figured I was doing it.
Rise is different. Rise
Yes.
has limited telepathy, which is different.
Yeah.
But please continue as you guys are walking down the hallway and you guys meet towards that corner as Officer Gentry is almost upon you.
But it's also a level 0 spell that I can use over and over again, so
Yes.
that's kind of why I've been a little bit more lax about it.
Nope, totally fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I see Gentry?
Oh yeah, as you get around that corner, Gentry's maybe like 20 feet away from you. He's walking determined, but he's still a
Okay.
little winded.
Culture check from our time, both at the academy. Actually, it would probably be just at the academy. About any terminology that I would remember from like official terminology, like code numbers or anything that police or might use. These forces might use shorthand, like, you know.
Sure. Give me a we'll call it a culture check. Let's give me a culture check.
9.
Would you like me to speak for you, or would you like to go for it?
Nope. So I go ahead. So now, do I think I know, or do I know I don't know?
You have nothing specific, but if you personally wanted to reference like anything you can think of, like a college professor would say, not related to the military specifically, I'll let you try and swing it. But you don't know anything like military jargon, like code blue. That does not come to mind.
Okay.
You also probably wouldn't have had class in that anyways. This was not an easy culture check.
Yeah. And I also don't know if okay. I take a quick look around. Do I see anything regarding like a walkie-talkie, a comm unit, something left by itself, a phone intercom?
You have your own personal communications unit.
Yeah, but do I see anything that would be, you know how when you go to offices they have intercoms?
Not in spoffices.
Spot. Oh God, no! Don't you add to it. Don't you dare add to it too.
No. There's no like intercom session. Maybe inside that security gate, there might be a speaker system they'd use, but this is pretty high tech in relation to like what they'd use, and like your old school PA system is not a thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, nothing. No, what I was gonna say would not work because there's literally nothing to work with as far as trying to call in a fake thing.
So while you are thinking,
I'm gonna do a no. I'm gonna do a perception check to see if there's anything related to alarms, fire drill things, anything that would cause a ruckus. I rolled a 19.
Roll 19. Things that would cause a ruckus. No alarm that you can see. However, on the ceiling, you do notice that there are water spigots, like things to do, like fire suppressant spigots above you.
Okay. I'm going to, as I walk past Sprinkles, I'm going to trip and fall a little bit and use that to try to drop the what grenade color?
Oh God. Oh, Shiza.
Hey,
No.
this is I'm working with what I got. This is
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Which
I
one?
don't know why you couldn't just lie.
Which one are you about to sleight of hand at me?
So I am going to try to drop off one of my the bright orange grenade. I'm just gonna lay it at his foot and be like, in case something happens. And then I'm going to try just so dramatically to stand up. And then I start trying to walk towards Gentry and I go, I think there was something in the blood. I think there was, and then I do my best flop, just in convulsions and shake, and I try to make like just I am dying. I am clearly not well.
I need 2 checks from you.
Yeah.
One is a sleight of hand that the success will impact, or the success will not impact your profession check next.
Didn't do good.
6, yeah. So he very clearly, he doesn't see what you lay. Actually does he see what
The
you
grenade
lay?
pin falls out. It blows up. The end.
No, he doesn't see exactly what you play. So he sees you clearly play something like by Seeker's Foot as you like recover. But then he sees you do like this like cold, dramatic, like getting sick. And let's see. Now I'm okay with you making this a profession or a bluff, whatever you feel is best for you.
Oh, I am acting. It is definitely profession.
Okay, roll profession for me.
21.
Seeker looks horrified at the grenade at his feet. Because what the heck? Why would you do that?
We need look, we need to destroy the records. We are running out of time.
Oh,
I'm simply giving you an option.
Oh, jeez.
But looking's going great.
So you actually do convince. He's like, oh my God, not again. I guess there was something. And he actually directs you to the bathroom. Despite your decent performance, you've only bought a couple more moments because he is a little bit more on task now since Brawl dropped the whatever leading people did.
Okay, when I'd like to ready an action if at all possible.
I'll consider it. What's the action you want to ready?
Yeah, when he gets within distance, I want to throw up on his shoes.
He's in distance now.
I want to throw up on his shoes.
Show the rat how it's done.
Make it.
Are you gonna stick like a finger in your mouth?
Like I don't know how you do this. Like, so you can either try to sleight of hand,
I'm gonna.
or you can fail a Constitution check.
I think it's going. Well, I can't just. I think I'm going to retch because that makes sense that I can't just magically vomit on command, but I might be able to dry heave a bunch of times and maybe bring it out. I don't know. How about this? Performance check first, and then Constitution check to see if I'm able to actually do it.
I'm okay with it. I'll say it won't be like a fail a Constitution check. I'll say that I'll set a low tier. Yeah, based on your performance, I'll set the tier for the Constitution check. Go for it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 17 on the oh wait, did I hit performance or perception? Hold on. I hit perception instead of profession. So instead of +4, it should be +9.
Okay.
So it's 22.
All right, now make your Constitution check.
My Constitution
Save.
check.
Make it a save. It's a Constitution save.
All right, it's a flat D20. 14.
Yeah, I'll say that's enough. With you get a little bit of a bonus there for your act, like nice performance. Like the wretches is really convincing, so convincing that you've convinced yourself. You just picture those goblins back in that basement, as like one of their like faces melts off, and you produce bile. Some of it is like alcohol laced from what you had consumed that morning onto his shoe. And Officer Gentry is like, oh, you spooping bastards. And he tries to carry you into the bathroom, and he's gonna spend some extra time cleaning off his shoes while you do your thing in the bathroom.
I'll
As
just
I'm
stay
getting-
here. I'm not
as a-
sick.
As I'm getting dragged off and I'm convulsing, one of my hands goes behind my back like this.
And gives another thumbs up. Oh, epic. All right, guys who are looking in the security room. I want first a perception check as you guys search the room.
12.
0, was that a 20 from you?
You are muted.
No, I'm not.
No, you are.
No, I wasn't. Like I just
You're very low now.
probably because it's been so long since we've done anything.
It does look like a 20 from 0.
And we've been in
okay,
here
so-
for all of 6 seconds. So,
I'll say you guys don't notice anything special. However, you guys have a couple rounds to do more searching, and 0, you are at, we'll say, the computer terminal.
I'll bring up that I'm at the computer terminal to Miller.
all right.
Probably
Do a search for half orc and see if we can come up with something here. I need case numbers. It looks like this is what this all is.
I need a computers check because there is a login. It is password protected.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's enough. You were able to quickly get past it. It turns out that the password was on a post-it under like a stack of papers, so you had really no problem kind of figuring that out.
That is exactly how it happens in an office.
Yeah.
Usually it's under the keyboard,
Oh,
like a lot of times.
so bad.
Like all the time.
Now make a computers check to make sure you're able to manipulate the system. This is a different computers check and
13.
a little bit worse. You're able to pull up that there is a reference card for half orc, and you get that it's in row 3, but that's all you're able to pull up. It doesn't give you the actual specific reference number, but row 3 is where you guys need to look. I think Patrick, you're doing a lot of loud stuff.
Sorry.
I'll convey that to Miller.
All right, yeah, row 3. It's floor to ceiling.
I need you to make some perceptions check as you kind of run through, crawling up and down these shelves with your little Yosoki body, like trying to
23.
find anything.
23
was that?
for 1. How many do you want me to make?
Give me 2.
A 23 and a 9.
The 23, you find that there is an area devoted to wanted persons or persons of suspicion. And you relay that information to, you yell that basically over the shelves to 0, who now tries to like punch that in and cross-reference that with Jannar Halfork with another's computers check. 0, is that your 22 right there?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, you're able to pull up an exact reference number for the disk. I'm going to not list it because it's arbitrary. And you do find the reference that you're looking for, Miller, after 0 hollers that out, and
right.
you retrieve a disk.
Yep. I stick it in my mouth.
Okay. It is I would say a custom disk. It looks like it's a very specific style of computer you'd use. And I don't know if you looked at the computer at all, but the computer that 0 is at does have both conversion machines for like converting to this file, but also a reader for this file.
Okay. Oh, all right. I thought we were just retrieving it and getting out of there, but I guess so.
Well, I think Miller would probably know to double check he's got what he thinks he's got.
Sure. Let's go. Boop.
Give me a computer check. This will see how much you're able to access on this document.
14.
0, could you give me one as well?
14.
So 16.
They're
Assuming
right.
helping each other.
Let's see.
47. What you say?
You get like a small like history file, and it is like Jannar's Half-Orc's file, and it does look like a dossier on him. But you're only able to get to like the early files. The later files seem locked off for you guys still. And you can kind of parse through it just really quickly to see if there's anything like relevant. Like, is this something that he'd want kept under wraps? And you get at least a small portion of their notation, and you read in the document, like scrolling through the screen is like all this text. Dranar's father, Narkun, was a full-blooded orc that ran a nasty gang responsible for many violent acts in the lower levels of Pyramid Station Alpha, specifically the industrial domes. That gang was known as the War Band. Dranar grew up a member of the gang, but eventually overthrew and supposedly murdered his father to then create the gang known as the Half-Breeds, which is active today. This group acts more like a organized crime than a gang, and currently Pyramid Station Alpha security, and it trails off there behind another locked file and some like random like text that does like it's like generated garbage, like wingdings show up at the end there because it's the rest of that is still encoded.
All right.
Transfer all of this to a different media.
Mike, you need to boost your mic something fierce.
Mike, your mic.
Yep. Is there? I'm just gonna speak up for now. Can we copy basically all of this to a different, more common media?
Yeah, this machine does have a conversion rate. It would require, you're not necessarily familiar with it, but it does have a way that you can convert it to like a standard audio like plugin. I mean, not audio plugin, a standard data plugin. Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to copy everything.
Sure. Make a computers check.
10.
Yeah, you're not able to suss out how this actually works. The conversion's encrypted on top of being a little archaic.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, Millie, give it a shot.
19.
Yeah, you're able to convert it to a little bit more of a legible format. I will say that the encryption is still mostly on. So you don't quite get...
So I suggest that we throw the original copy in the furnace and bring this copy to Draenor.
Oh, yeah. Is there a furnace in here?
Yeah, in the western northwestern corner.
Because this way, this data pad probably won't set off any alarms if we take it anywhere.
You're right. Yeah,
When you did that transfer, you stripped away a little bit of the encryption, and you get a little bit more of a note. And it's a bunch of like asterisks and wingdings, and it says body kept, more wingdings, etc. Back of station security. How room are you in? Evidence storage. And more wingdings. So you've got some like not clearly parsed text, but some body is apparently kept in the back of the room you guys are in.
Are there any more doors in this place?
Not obvious, no. As you walk to the furnace and you kind of chuck that old disc in the furnace, give me a perception check.
25.
Yeah, now that you kind of, as like you're reading through that and you're going to go destroy this thing, you kind of keep a little bit more of an eye out, and you do see that there is a little like inset panel in this wall here, which is clearly off-colored gray that I very snazzily plugged into this map I made, and it does appear to be a trick door.
All right, let's open it.
First, do you actually chuck that old file into the furnace?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that bursts out a little gout of flame, and a loud voice comes over the furnace out of like a metal grate and says, "File destroyed. Records updated to central processing. Warning.
Thanks.
Unapproved file destruction. Security forces are now on the way. Have a pleasant day."
Thank you.
And
So is the furnace connected to anything? Like it's got to be connected to something. Is there any like jacks I can input? Maybe hack it.
I would say that the alert you already have is sent out. Is there something else you have in mind to kind of stop it? Because you could probably bust a panel open and get into its innards. And I'd say, yeah, you could probably hack it.
No.
Might be a little late. Do you guys try the trick door?
Yep.
You literally just push against the wall to like see like why is it different, because it does look slightly different, and it retracts up. It's just a matter of they expect you not to see it.
Cool.
And what you see is, I made this a weird shape. This is gonna be awkward. Hold on while I reveal this in stages. And let's go all the way over here. So it's like a little half-round alcove in the back of the room, and the things you see are a little bit interesting. This looks like this is probably where like the more sensitive stuff is kept that they don't want in even this general area for storage that is already in a slightly secured area. In the left of this alcove, you've got what looks to be a weapon storage locker that is behind like a wall cage that is locked. On the right of this room, there it looks to be some other paraphernalia on the right of this room. You're not really clear exactly what's on there, but it does seem like little baggies and packets and like papers and notes on the in the right side. It's another wall cage locker. And in the middle of the central area that you guys do have access to, there is what looks to be some sort of cylindrical, like roughly humanoid like sized, maybe tub, tank, container. Capsule, sure. Yeah, maybe even a space coffin.
Cask.
And then this is like
Coffin.
it's stacked in against like a bunch of other things like boxes and like general storage. This is definitely not like high security, but it is a security like it is like storage for this evidence area.
All right. I want to take a look at this cask here.
As you poke in, it is full of like some bluish liquid, but you are able to make out the features of what appears to be a male orc suspended in the fluid. Make a perception check, please.
I got an 18. Mike got a 25.
Wow.
Hear me again.
This time.
Miller, you notice that it looks to be some sort of like a life pod, and to the point where you see that there are like life signs, like a little panel with life signs on it, and it does seem to be a living creature in this tube. And Zero, you notice that there's like a little note, like a crumpled post-it note kind of tucked underneath it. And as you pull it up, it just says Harkoon moved from prison storage.
I'll show this to Miller.
Oh. You never said anything about a body. Should we throw it in the furnace?
Said there's life signs, right?
There is life signs.
Do we want to just sabotage the pod? Do we
Yeah.
want to do nothing? Because he probably doesn't know about it.
Yeah. Let's sabotage it.
Pat's
Pull the
face
cord.
right now is like,
I know.
no.
I'm going to pause it there while you guys are making that decision, and we're going to go to the hallway as Rai, you step out of the bathroom with a very angry security chief behind you, kind of grab you by the scruff of your clothes. And security, like full body armor, so you're two security officers come out of the landing and like immediately turn towards you and begin moving towards you with some aggressive intent, it looks like. Seeker, what do you do?
Oh, you said to me?
I'm sorry, Rye. I'm sorry, Rye. What do you do? Patrick, are you muted?
He is muted.
All right, there we go. So I look up at Gentry and I go, what I miss?
And he's like, I'm not sure. Officers, what's going on? And the officers kind of stop up shortly, look at Officer Gentry, and they're like, oh, okay. And one of them speaks up, and it is no, you guys wouldn't recognize him. And it's actually like an excited looking human guard, and he's like, we heard there was action up on this floor, so we came running. We got some riot gear. We got this, Chief. We got this. Just let us go.
Oh, I go, oh, I'm terribly so. That was me.
What do you
I'm-
mean action, Professor Officer Gentry says, and this really excited officer says, someone's in storage and just destroyed a file that wasn't scheduled for destruction. We have snoopers. Crime. He just says that like really excitedly.
It's a foot.
Officer Gentry looks over at you, Ryan, looks for a response. Brawl, you're in this lobby as well, but they haven't really picked up on you here. What are you doing?
Well, for starters, I picked up the card stick and threw it back in my mouth.
Yeah, that's probably what happened a while ago. And the security guard like behind the gate's like, ew.
And then if there's just like a nearby bench or something, I'm just gonna sit down and just like wait for whatever to play out.
All right. Gentry pulls you to the side, Rye, and the security guards thunder down towards Seeker. They're moving at a good clip, Seeker. What do you do?
I telepathically shout out to the party. If I'm able to reach them, I don't know.
You are. Yeah, you're fine.
It's going down now. You've got seconds. That would be even within his limit.
Do I see them coming towards me?
Oh yeah, they're running at you. Not full sprint, but they're moving quickly down this hallway.
All right. I'm going to. Crap. I probably shouldn't, but I'm thinking I want to take off the hologram.
Yep.
Before they get into view of the camera.
Yep.
So that nothing looks wrong. So I do that.
You suddenly appear on camera.
No, I'm standing kind of off to the side behind it.
You're in the wrong end of the hallway. That camera is down by where Rye was.
That's where I thought I was next to the camera.
You're
did
next
as
to
well.
a camera.
That's what I was planning. Was I was going to be right next to the camera that we were under.
That would have been the wrong side. Yeah, you've been
Because
projecting across the way.
I wouldn't want to project. No, well then switch us.
Too late.
Because I was over there.
Too late. You're
That's
down
where
the end.
The whole
looking down
time I was thinking that's where it was.
Space rocks fall, and you have now died. We may move on.
All right.
What do you do?
Well,
Security guards come
In
out.
the
You drop
building,
the
huh?
garage. Yeah, that's fine.
well, I move out of the way of the camera, just slightly.
You're in the view of another camera now.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I undo the hologram so that if I do walk over there, well, actually, okay. So they're not in the view of the camera then?
They're in the view of a different camera. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're in
Well,
hallway
then,
1. You're
I will-
blocking off the camera for hallway 2.
Okay. I will keep that camera blocked
Sure.
until I notice that either me or somebody else is going to walk into the view of it that is not our friends.
Okay. So they're thundering down. Are you just waiting for them to get to you?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone roll initiative, and we will start off next time in combat as Seeker gets smashed in the face with a baton.
What? I didn't do anything.
They've got an alarm,
I'm
and
just
you're standing there.
standing
Yeah. You are going to get attacked. The very first round of combat. I'm not going to build a hallway. You guys aren't supposed to be in the hallway for this combat, so I'll have to build in the hallway to this goddamn map.
God.
Not great.
Give me these initiatives, and that's where we'll kind of end it off.
Oh, hallway crew going down.
What do I got for my initiative?
17.
That's plus 6, right? Yeah.
Brawl has an 8.
I'm going last.
Oof. I also have an 8. But I got plus 6, so
Michael,
I'm
we still can't hear
ahead of
you.
I have a 29.
Mike,
Yeah,
is your mic up? Is that why?
No, I have a different microphone.
Ah, okay.
I don't know why it all of a sudden goes quiet.
Let's see. So, Seeker or Brawl, who has the higher initiative?
My mod is +1.
And Seeker?
I have a plus 6.
Seeker, you're really a plus. Oh, I could see that right in the row. I'm sorry, I should have just looked at that. So you guys are swapped, and then
Always take approved initiative. Always.
It is Rye. All right, and the guards we will gently roll. I'll give you guys so you know, and we'll do a 3 roll. Gentry, Sims, Android guard. Oh, they also rolled crap. You guys are going to be okay. Although never mind. Rye and Seeker are not going to be okay. Actually, no, Brawl's still boned too. No, okay, Zero and Miller, you guys are doing fine in your room. You guys went really low. Okay. All right, I've got the initiative tracker for next time when we start, but we're going to end. The picture that we're ending on is Officer Sims, although Miller is the only one who really knows this. Officer Sims comes rushing out, sees you standing in the corner, kind of around the corner from where he's going and got the alarm for, and he pulls out his electric baton and is swinging it in as he's charging you. He's not stopping for questions, and the look of glee on his face. Seeker probably appreciates it as it's coming at him. I feel like there's like an artistic like a slow-mo dog shitty grin on his face with this mace raised as it's coming close to your face. And we'll see how the rolls go. But the closing image is the security guard doing an overly epic leap as he attempts to smash who he perceives to be an intruder. And that's what we will pick up next time on Never Split the Party. Before we sign off, does anyone have anything else they want to say or anything they want to say to kind of end the episode?
You're a dick.
This episode was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't tell if that was sarcasm, Nick.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was not sarcasm from me at all. You're a dick.
you dick.
Well, I need you guys to do something. Standing in the hallway waiting for the world to react around you gets violent.
And let them find the things that they're looking for.
I've been sitting here the whole time. I did nothing wrong.
Well.
And once they hit me, they're gonna get a mouthful. Well,
I was just taking a
That's
tour.
what they're
an
aiming
earful.
for.
They're gonna get an earful from my mouthful.
Yeah. Yep. All right. I expect to see.
Plus, the magistrate asked us to be here. We have reason.
So I don't know how many rounds you're gonna give us, before they actually get in there, but I feel like me and Miller should have had a lot more time.
Oh yeah.
Because they had to go up one elevator, then walk up 2 flights of stairs, and they did all that. And
You're assuming that that's the only way they have access to the central tower.
but even if they had to take
Even
an
still,
elevator, that's still a lot.
30
longer than
seconds
12 seconds.
tops.
Well, you guys also weren't the only report called in. Seeker's awkward hallway standing got a general call of, hey, there's someone wandering around the hallways up here. You just brought them with riot gear. That's all. That's fine. And you guys will have some time, but for the sake of timey-wiminess, it's combat rounds for you guys. That's okay. We'll work with that. If there's nothing else, guys, I'm just going to let our lovely viewers know to please just don't ever split that Goram party.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, Patrick.
And speaking of, we're going to go right now and transition into Never Split the After Party.